Come closer and listen. Let the world outside fade away. Tonight, we travel back, not just in years, but in the very breath of time itself, to a land bathed in the golden dust of ages, a place called Babylon. But have you ever wondered, dear friend, what secrets lay buried beneath its sun-baked bricks? What whispers echoed in the shadows of its ziggurats when the moonlight grew thin? For every story of light and creation, there is another, a darker tale that slumbers in the heart of history, waiting for a curious soul like yours to awaken it. In the heart of Mesopotamia, where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers cradled the dawn of civilization, the city of Babylon rose like a proud lion. Its gardens, they say, hung in the very air, a testament to the power and ingenuity of its people. The markets were a symphony of life, filled with the scent of exotic spices, the clamor of 100 different tongues, and the vibrant colors of silk and clay. The people of Babylon were astronomers, poets, and lawmakers. They looked to the heavens and mapped the stars, believing the gods wrote their destinies in the celestial tapestry. Their king, Hammurabi, had etched laws into stone, bringing order to a burgeoning world. There was a sense of grand purpose, a feeling that they stood at the very center of the universe. But humanity, even in its grandest moments, carries with it a fragile heart. A heart that can feel the searing pain of loss, the gnawing emptiness of a barren field, or the cold dread of a child's unrelenting fever. The gods in the heavens, mighty and distant, sometimes felt too far away. Their blessings were grand, but their silence in times of personal despair was deafening. It was in these quiet pockets of human suffering, in the tearful prayers that seemed to go unanswered, that a new kind of knowledge began to stir. It did not begin with a thunderous clash or a demonic pact. No, it started far more quietly, in the humble dwelling of a woman named Lyra. Her husband, a soldier, had fallen in a border skirmish, leaving her with a grief so vast it felt like a desert in her soul. The temple priests offered her chants and promises of a blessed afterlife for him, but their words were like sand falling through her fingers. They could not bring back the warmth of his hand in hers, nor the sound of his laughter that once filled her small home. Desperation, you see, is a powerful and dangerous key. It unlocks doors man was never meant to open. One evening, an old woman, bent and weathered as an ancient olive tree, found Lyra weeping by the riverbank. The old woman's eyes held a different kind of light, not of the distant stars, but of something far older, something rooted in the earth itself. She did not offer prayers. Instead, she whispered of power, a power that did not ask permission from the gods above, but commanded the spirits that dwelled in the spaces between, in the shadows, in the dust, in the very breath of the wind. She spoke of binding a will to the world, of using one's own life force, their own pain as a vessel for magic. It was a forbidden art, a whispering craft. With trembling hands, Lyra followed the old woman's instructions. Under the dark of a new moon, she did not pray, she demanded. She mixed clay from the riverbank with her own tears, forming a small effigy. She whispered her husband's name, not with love, but with a fierce, possessive need. She burned herbs not as an offering, but to create a smoke that would carry her command. She wasn't asking the gods to return his spirit. She was attempting to pull it back from the underworld herself, to bind it to the world of the living. That night, a cold wind swept through her home, and for a fleeting moment, she heard his voice, not full of warmth, but a hollow, sorrowful echo, a phantom caught between worlds. It was not her husband, not truly. It was just his pain, and hers, now given a terrible, restless form. Lyra had found a sliver of comfort, but at a cost she could not yet comprehend. She had not cheated death, she had merely disturbed its sacred peace. The knowledge spread. It passed from a grieving widow to a desperate farmer whose crops were failing, from him to a merchant betrayed by his partner. It twisted from a desire to heal into a lust for revenge, from a plea for protection into a curse for an enemy's downfall. This magic, born of human pain and arrogance, did not create. It only twisted what already was. It offered shortcuts through the natural order, but the paths it forged were always haunted, always leading back to a deeper darkness. It was the beginning of magic that cared not for balance, but only for the will of the caster. And so, in the shadows of the magnificent ziggurats, under the watchful eyes of the distant, silent gods, the first seeds of black magic were sown, not by demons or devils, but by the aching, desperate, and all too human heart.